Hey, welcome back, everyone. So we had a pretty chilly start to our weekend, but a lot of high pressure has moved back in its place. We're left with ample sunshine, and our winds are returning back to a southwesterly flow. That's going to bring in some very warm air, but also some pretty dry air. Now, it's not too terribly strong. Sustained winds about 15 miles an hour, enough that, we don't see the camera shaking too terribly much on top of Midland right now, but you got those beautiful clear skies. It's still very dry out there, but with dry conditions and some warm temperatures and those winds unfortunately picking up a little bit too, well, we're back with fire weather watches. Now, it's not in effect for today or tomorrow, but it will go into effect for your Wednesday. This, of course, is kind of just an early warning to let you know. Even though you might be enjoying yourself on spring break, be sure to observe a lot of those burn bands. Fire risks are going to be a bit higher, especially on Wednesday, because I've got winds picking up a good bit. But until that happens, I don't see anything too out of the ordinary. Relatively clear skies, a little bit of cloud cover in southeastern New Mexico, but it's going to be those upper level fair weather clouds we don't really worry about too terribly much. By tonight, I do see the return of a little bit of cloud cover. Is it going to be a lot? No, it's going to be like partly cloudy skies. It's just going to be enough that we see temperatures staying above average. Low 50s for the most part, rather than those low 40s we typically see this time of year. What about tomorrow, though? Well, I bet that cloud cover can be hanging around during the early parts of the day, but on your way home, a lot of that should clear out, and some strong southerly winds. We're back up to about that 80-degree mark. Record breaking? No. Above average? Yeah, we're looking right about 10 degrees above average for the next few days. What's going to move out that cloud cover? Well, it's actually going to be the return of westerly winds. They're going to move anything out to the eastern part of the state, so we wouldn't have to worry about it too much. But with those westerly winds, they're going to be picking up a good bit going into Wednesday afternoon. That's enough that, yes, that's what's going to cause that increase in our fire risk, but also bring us some very dry conditions ahead of that next system. How strong are these winds going to be for the next few days? Well, not too terribly bad. We're looking anywhere between 15 to 25 mile an hour gusts occasionally during your Tuesday. Then we go into Wednesday midday. Yeah, that picked up a good bit more. We're talking 30-mile-per-hour gusts for much of the Permian Basin and out to the far west near the Guadalupe Mountains and Delaware Mountains. Yeah, we're looking 40, 45, maybe 50 miles an hour. So we got that high wind watch in effect for that region. Again, a lot of this stuff is going to be for Wednesday, not necessarily right away. All right, once we get past Wednesday, it's still staying decently warm for your Thursday. Then we see our next frontal system. Yeah, it's moving in Thursday night into Friday. Shower chances go up. Am I looking at severe weather? Not in the immediate timeline. Of course, that's certainly subject to change. Then again, the entire forecast is always subject to change. At least we get a nice little cool down for a good bit. It's going to be hanging around for much of early next week. That's certainly a bit of a change, Alex.
Jordan, after the break, another